Hey guys, I'm making this video about the happiest thing and also the most vital thing, and they're one thing. Um, so, um, what it is focusing on what in the moment. Um, in doing things, we can have our attention outside of what we're doing. We can just focus around the room, while we're doing something. Um, but focusing on what you're doing is honestly the most vital thing there ever is, and that's always the case. In no circumstances, focusing on what you're doing not the thing to do. You should always be focusing on what you're doing. Even if you're planning, you should be focusing on what you're doing in the moment of planning. And even if you're remembering, you should be focusing on what you're doing in the moment to remember. Um, there is no denying the fact that there is going to be times in life where this is extremely easy and also extremely hard, and all in between. But don't ever get into the belief that you just simply can't always focus on what you're doing. You can always try. You can always try. And you know what? You should always try. Because if you're not focusing on what you're doing, you're going to do things that you regret. Everything's random that way. Your life could turn out this whole other way, and you weren't even trying to. You weren't even, when you focus on what you're doing, you are building a life consciously. When you don't focus on what you're doing, everything's random. I mean, you could end up just falling off a cliff that way. I mean, it really is the most vital thing. And you know what? It's also the most happiest thing. If you're in a good mood and you're just focusing on having that glass of wine or that cigar or whatever you're doing, just laying on the couch, just watching something, I don't know, but just relaxing, whatever, just doing something, nice. It will add a quality to your life that is as good as it really gets. It doesn't really get happier than being in a good mood and just enjoying what you're doing in the moment and focusing on it and meditating on it and really enjoying by focus what you're doing. In hard times, like let's say like you got the flu or something, or you got some weird disorder or something, and you're trying to focus on what you're doing, but you don't feel good. You feel like crap. Let me tell you, it is still the best thing to do. Because if you're sick or you have some sort of problem or illness or something, if you're not focusing on what you're doing, you're probably not going to heal. By focusing on what you're doing when you're sick or you have some sort of illness or something, or there's an issue with your body or mind, by focusing on what you're doing, you can take proper action to heal. So it's always the best thing to do. It is not always going to be easy, but it is the happiest you can be to focus on what you're doing. It turns everything you're doing into an enjoyment. And it's the most vital thing ever. So guys, that's the video. Bye.